Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I'm here to do the paper pumpkin for this month, August 2019, The Gift of Fall. This one was really neat. I really like the stamps that came with it. I would have liked maybe a few more leaves or something, but all the printed items are really cool. So I am going to do two different tags and one card. So let's see, I have this base which came in the kit, and all I have done is use the, sorry my whole label peeled off, but Mary Merlot, and I stamped it once and then stamped it again, so that's how I got the two different shades, which most of you probably know. Just want to make sure I tell you everything. And then I cut one of these round punch outs in half, just right in half. I didn't measure or do anything like that, and I think I'm going to put that one that way. And then we have the kind of Merlot circle that'll go there. So I'm going to start getting some of this stuff stuck down. And let's see, those are too tiny. I think I'm just going to use glue on this part, because I'm not going to pop this particular piece up, so. And I don't want to go all the way out because some of it is going to hang off. You know, I just got this unstuck and it's stuck again. Sorry about that. I know everybody keeps telling me art glitter glue, but I really like tacky glue, so I think you just got to do what you like. But it does get stuck sometimes. Alright, so that's just going to go right down on here. So don't worry about how these, you know, like the stem's just sticking out or whatever. It's not a big deal because most of that's going to get covered. It just adds a little something, you know, to the card. Come out just a little bit more. Kind of line it up with that hole that's in the center of the tag, is what I'm thinking. Okay, and then this piece I think I am going to pop up. Sorry. So I'll use some dimensionals on the back. I hope everybody's having a nice weekend. It's pretty nice around here. Got some decent weather. This one I'm not going to stick all the way out to the edge because I thought it was maroon on both sides. My goodness. Good job, Amy. I'm going to get a different one. That was smart. I think I'd know by now that they're white on the back. Anyway, what I was saying is I don't want to put a dimensional all the way out at this end because it is going to hang off a tiny bit. So I'm kind of just doing that sort of a thing. Okay, so that's just going to go, let's get that pretty even. Right there. And then I wanted some of these tucked back behind, so like, I have to lift this up a little bit. Kind of go like that. Oh my goodness. And then this one like this. So you're just kind of tucking them in so that you get a little something up at the top of your tag. Now it's stuck to the dimensional. My word. So I'm just going to basically put the glue down at the bottom because it doesn't have to be up at the top, and it's a vellum, so if you want to use the little sticky circles, that will work. And this one, I just find these things easier to glue myself, but I know a lot of people don't like using glue, so it's just your personal preference of what you like to use. Sorry, my husband and son are out mowing the lawn, so you're definitely going to hear that. There's no escaping that time of the year. And then I thought maybe we could put a little bit of this kind of behind that other image there. Or not image, but, you know, card thing. And I just want it sort of randomly However, I'm not like concerned that it's all equal or any of that. I'm just going to use glue. It's more the, you know, the idea of doing something different than exactly, you don't have to do it the way I do it. It's just easier for me to work with when things are fiddly. Alright, so let's see, what did I do with my stamps? I put everything in a pile over here so I'd have it, but then it's a mess. So I'm thinking you get thankful for friends like you, and then grateful for a family like you, and happy Thanksgiving. So I think I'm going to do the friends one. And I am going to use the Mary Merlot. And I might stamp it off once because this is the first time I've used this particular stamp. These little stamp pads are really wet, which is a good thing because one thing I've noticed with those is the lids fall off really easily, and I have some of them in a closed box so the lids stay on, but I have, you know, some that won't fit, and so the lids fall off, and that's really kind of aggravating. But I don't know what you do about that. Because I have this one, this soft suede's almost dried out because of that. So I'm just, you know, holding it down there for a minute. I just like to do it that way. I think it gives a better stamp. Okay, and then that's going to go on there, and I think I will pop that up as well since it's going to go on the outside of a bag. We've actually been able to have the windows open too, which has been really nice here for a good portion of the day. Later it gets too hot, but it's nice to have them open at least. Usually by this time we can't have them open at all, too hot, but it's been nice. Alright, and then we can add a couple of sequins. My little pokey thing here. See if this helps. I don't know. I'm just not good at fiddly. I just kind of want to put them around wherever, just to add something. And it's usually good when you're doing these kind of things to kind of do this in threes. When you add these little things like this, it's just, or odd numbers. It doesn't have to be threes, but 3, 5, 7, you know, that kind of thing. It just tends to be more appealing to the eye. So there's one, and I probably will take some of this and put it through the hole, you know, to hang it, but I'm going to use this for something else, so I'll do that later. But there's one that's different than, you know, what you got on your samples. And then let's do the card next. So what I've done with the card, as you can see, is I've stamped down the side with the little, you know, like leaves, and I used early espresso, but you definitely could use the Mary Merlot if, you know, if you only have this kit or whatever, you could definitely do that. So then I'm going to use this long printed tag, and that comes in the kit, and then I'm going to use the other half of the yellow circle that I cut, and it's going to kind of just sit like that. Okay, so let's get those down. I actually, oh, I'm going to put this down first. This I cut off of this end because I just wanted that little bit of color, and I don't have this color paper. So I just cut a strip off. I just wanted a little bit, so that worked out perfect. And I know there's the little spots where the circles are, but once this goes on, you're not going to see it. And this was where I was thinking of also using a bit of this. So I think what I will do is put this down and then put this down. like that. And then this will go over here just to give some color at this side of the card so that it's not kind of disjointed. So I'm going to cut this the right size. Cut that end off because it's a little frayed. And I am going to use the little glue dots for this. And I'm kind of just going to, you know, eyeball it basically. I'm just going to stagger them a little bit. And you can do this however you would like. You could run, I don't know that I would run a Vita glue, only because it's almost like a sari silk type ribbon, and I would worry about, you know, it's soaking through and being able to see that glue. So I'll take these off, but it's your choice how you would like to do it. I just have a little garbage over here on the floor. Alright, and then we're going to take that straight edge, or straight-ish edge. I'm just going to do this kind of thing, and I don't care if it's hanging over because I can snip it and that's not a big deal. I just want to try to get it as straight as possible, which isn't very. It's funny how it looks straight one angle and then you lift it up and it's like, nope, that's no good. And if it's a little bit short, it's okay because I have that other piece too that's not quite long enough, so it will be fine. This one I am going to put glue on. Oopsie. Now it's like putting out too much glue. Alright, so just something like that is what I'm going for, just to bring some color to this side and some interest to that side. And I'm trying to use stuff that you should have based on the kit or just easy items to find. And then this will go right here. And there is a little hole, but because it's white and the background's white, you're not really going to notice it that much, so I'm not that worried about it. Okay, let's get some glue on this. And it won't come out again. It's almost gone, so I think I just need to start over basically. Oh, see, now it's just going to come out like crazy. Ugh. I'm just going to take some of that off because I do not need that. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of come out to here, try to get it fairly centered. And this one, go ahead and glue down too. Pop up some of the other pieces that I'm adding. So I just want to get that edge of this half circle. I'll come down just a bit because there's kind of a blank spot there, obviously. Oops. Okay, so those are done. And then on this piece of, this is just a piece of, what's it called, tea towel. And so I just tore a square out and then I stamped it with the early espresso, but I stamped the early espresso off once and then on, so that's why it's the nice light color like this instead of the dark like that. And it's on fabric, so of course it absorbs it a little bit more. And I did that in my last video, so if you want to see, it's, I mean, it's just easy. You just stamp like normal, just hold it down on there for a few seconds so that the fabric can soak up that color, you know. Alright, let's put some of these down for this fabric because I don't want glue marks on it. And if you have bigger ones of these, then you know, you can definitely use those. Okay. Just gotta get those off without hopefully taking them off entirely. I just like the feel of the fabric on there, and I've been using a lot of fabric during my junk journals and stuff, and so it's kind of rolled over into this, and I feel like this is an easy enough type of fabric, just a cotton fabric of any kind in white or cream, probably white for this particular thing, but I'm just going to kind of put it at a little bit of an angle, stick that down there, and then we need to stamp something else on this one. So maybe we could go with the family verse. Oh, what am I doing? I just want to see if that fit, but I wasn't intending to put it on there. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm going to use the early espresso for this. Just to kind of tie it in with that. I'm going to stamp it off once because I have not used that one. Sometimes if you turn them over, you can see better where the ink is. Okay. This one's not as wet as that Merlot one. Okay. Hold it on there for a second. Dropped that. Okay. And I am going to pop that up on some dimensionals. So these pieces are great for making cards with, so don't feel like you only can do the little bag things, because the colors are great. They're fun. So okay, we can put a couple of sequins on. Use the bigger ones. Got one right there. Let's do a little one, some little ones too. And you could put them, you know, wherever you think they go better. So just 3 little sequins there. So there's another one. Put these 2 together. And then this last one, I took one of the tags and I cut it down a little bit, and I've made another one just so that you could see. So you can make your own. You don't have to use up the ones in the kit if you don't want to. But all I've done, and many of you may have already seen this type of thing, but put this away before I lose it. Alright, so I'm just taking some of the colors that I have. This is the Merry Merlot, this is Pretty Peacock, and this is Soft Suede. So all I've done is I have this glass mat, but you could use a piece of plastic or whatever, so don't stress because you don't have it. But I got this at the dollar store. It's just like a trivet. And then I just take a watercolor pen, and I'm pretty sure Stampin' Up! Still has these. If not, you can find them like on Amazon and stuff. And you're just gonna make sure it has water in it. And then I just did this type of thing. And the really nice part about these pens, if you haven't seen them before, is you just wipe them until they're clean. And you can put the color on however you like it. You can make it, you know, really perfect, or you can do whatever. And then you just clean it off like that. So if you haven't seen those before, then it's clean again, and you can do your next color. So now I'm going to do the peacock. And just do this. And they will bleed together a little bit. It's not a big deal. And then I'll just wipe that clean. And then the soft suede, this is when I was telling you is dried out a bit. So I don't get tons out of this one, but it does work. But you could use any of the colors that are in it. You could even use, you know, like Crayola watercolor type colors if you can find some that you think would work with it. So you don't have to have a million stamp colors. Hold on just a minute. Okay, hi, sorry about that. My son just was telling me the lawnmower broke. I don't know what's going on, but we're having, everything's breaking. It's just crazy. Anyway, so then once you get done and it gets dry, make sure it's all totally dry. I just stamped on here using the Early Espresso color to get that, but you could do black, anything that's going to show up, you know, nice on there, because if you use one of the colors you might lose it a little bit. So then I'm just taking this one again, and then the holes, you know, kind of need to line up. Not that that's hard, but, and then all I've done is taken a piece of this, because they give you extra. You know, there's all this extra here, so don't just throw it away. You can use it for stuff. I just cut out one of the little flags, you know, based on what they gave us. I just made it a little bit shorter. And I stamped Enjoy on it. And then I'm going to put a piece of burlap here, and this is going to go there. So that's kind of the plan with that one. I am going to leave this loose. I'm not going to hook these two together, and I'll show you what I'm going to do in just a minute. But I'm going to put a little glue here to hold this burlap, and I am using the wet glue because burlap's pretty thick and not the easiest thing to hang on to. It kind of wants to, you know, take off. So I'm just going to turn it a little bit more this way. And I'm going to put a little glue on the back of this, and it doesn't need dimensionals or anything because it's already going to be, you know, lifted up by the burlap. And it was just a roll of burlap that I got from Walmart. It's nothing special. So that will go on there. And then I'm going to take a piece of this. You could use the twine too, so don't forget you got that. And I'm just going to bring this through here. Maybe. Yeah, it's like our vacuum broke when we had guests coming. And then we had to buy a new motor for that. And the lawnmower, and there, oh, I know, my crock pot broke, which is really weird. Because normally they, I don't know, last forever, those things. But yeah, the whole thing cracked. The whole pot cracked. So that was kind of a mess. Yeah, it's just kind of been one thing after another, and I don't know why it has to happen like that. So I was thinking you could just glue this onto here and then write a message on the back if you wanted to, or you know, if you're just giving it specifically to one person, then you don't need to do that. You could also tie it onto the bag, but I thought it would be fun to just glue this tag directly down onto the bag. Or you know, you could make it into a card front too. So I'm just going to kind of turn it this way a little bit and glue it right down on there. And like I said, you can still write a message on the back of this little tag. And since I am doing that, I'm just going to kind of trim this. I don't need all of that. Probably should have made it shorter, but I can use those little pieces for something. So there's that one. It's a little wonky as it needs to dry, but that one, and this one, and this one card. And you could put, you know, Happy Thanksgiving on the inside as well. So I hope you guys like those, and I will talk to you again next time. Have an awesome day, and if you like my videos, please like and subscribe. Bye-bye now.